Welcome back on the program. Good morning, Abuja. We've been having fun in the studio and in the spirit of the Christmas season. As we know, today is the 26th day of December, which means today is the day we unbox all those gifts that are stacked under the Christmas tree. And that means today is a day where there's lots and lots for everyone in the house and in the family. This love can be extended to the larger society as it should be. And my guest in the studio are a group of amazing people who are already doing this, who already did this before the Christmas itself. I'd like to introduce to you our studio guest, Dr. Ifeanyi Harrison Agiriga. You're welcome on the program. Good morning, Abuja.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, he's here with Elder Idio Raymond Ebo. You're welcome on the program.
Thank you.
Yes. Both Mr. Harrison Ifeanyi and Elder Idio are from the area 70 of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Oh, wow. The church and humanitarian services. Your church has already exemplified humanitarian services with your recent outing, giving back to the society. Let's explore humanitarian actions. Why are they necessary?
Well, in the world today, one of the things that stands out is the fact that people are suffering. People are at various points of their life in difficulty. And it's not a new thing. It's always been there. In the time that Jesus walked the earth, you can see that one of the things he went about doing was feeding the hungry, healing the sick, and helping those with diverse spirits to get back themselves whole. So the situation or these circumstances must exist as long as human beings live or occupy the earth. And so the need to reach out to them and help them overcome that circumstance to become independent and stand self-reliant, or to become self-reliant and stand independent, is one of the very core teachings of Jesus Christ. So we consider that as a duty, not just as part of a church, but individually. We are all responsible to help lift those who are in difficulties, whether it's economically, socially, mentally, physically. It's what Jesus Christ came to the world to do.
The core of that motivation, of course, is Jesus Christ. But following that is also his teaching to all of us to be our brother's keeper, to help those in need or those who struggle. And of course, every year the church always have a lot of other programs, many of them humanitarian, but in this instance, because this is a period where we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints did invite all members to participate in lighting the world with that very love that Christ came to share. And so in responding to that very invitation, we embarked on this particular service that you came to witness, to also bring light, like Jesus Christ brought light to us, to help lift others, to help lighten their burden, to also provide some kind of succor to relieve whatever pain they are going through.
Elder, saying the times are hard is an understatement. Mm-hmm. We know how difficult things are, the prices of commodities in the market, and how difficult it must have been for some people to even be able to have something to eat yesterday, which is Christmas Day, and even today, which is Boxing Day. I'm sure there are people who don't even have something to open, to unwrap, to say, I got this for Christmas. However, the impact of what your church was able to do cannot be described. Let's hear from you. In what areas did you intervene, and how do you think this would help bridge the gap of difficulty that we're experiencing in the country right now?
Well, thank you. Yes, times are really hard. People are struggling to make ends meet. But one of the things that Christ taught is that when you give, you receive. Jesus Christ, like we know, he really had nothing. But every time he was around people, he gave them the gospel, and he gave them sustenance for life, physical life and spiritual life. In Luke chapter 10, we read of Jesus calling the 70s, and that's the office I occupy. I'm one of the 70s, and Jesus invited the 70s to go into all homes and teach people his gospel, teaching them that Christianity is not a religion, but really it's a way of life. And that way of life includes being good, which also includes being or giving, having a giving attitude and spirit. We may not have a lot, but I tell you, on Christmas Day, if you can invite one person to your home, one family to your home, and share a meal with that person, then that will be more beneficial to that person than waiting to have everything to give him. And that's what the church did. We identified 200 less privileged families and provided for them those food items: rice, beans, chicken, and other condiments to cook, to use in cooking. This is to share with them the love that Christ actually brought into the world. That's how we light the world. And it's not only in Abuja we did that. We did that in other parts of Nigeria, and we also did that outside of Nigeria, in Ghana, in Kumasi, in Accra, and several other countries in West Africa. Christ is the light of the world, and we want to share that light with everybody, irrespective of religion, irrespective of tribe, wherever you live, who you are. But most especially, this came from the honest and benevolent donation of members of the church, who out of their very small, very little, donated something to help lift or light up the world for someone else this Christmas.
Efrain Harrison, obviously the times are hard, yes, and it's so even for the members of your church.
Yeah.
But yet they were able to bring out from the little they have to be able to give to the larger society, not just in Abuja, as we just heard from Elder Idio, but across African states and other states in Nigeria as well. Were there any challenges?
Of course, like you said, there will always be challenges. Challenges are always part of life. But then out of our little circumstances, the Lord still expects us to do something, to help others, to lift them from whatever circumstances they are going through. And especially during a season like this. Like Elder Egbo rightly said, it's about giving. The Father gave us His Son, the Son gave us His life, and He also expects us in return to also give something. No matter how poor you are, no matter how difficult things are, there will always be gifts to be given. There are kind words to say. There are also righteous deeds to be done. So when we do all of those things, as little as it seems, we help lift the burdens of others. And I'm sure that Heavenly Father will be very happy with us.
How long have you been doing this? I know this did not start this year, but and Elder here has told us that this is a charge that Christ Himself gave in the Bible, and so this must have been going on for long. Let's take let's just do a little overview in understanding how it has been. Has it been growing bigger, 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 bigger? Like right now, we're talking Africa. Should we be looking forward to seeing the church do so much even outside the continent Africa and probably touch almost every life that need it?
Very correct, very correct. The church has been involved in humanitarian services ever since the inception of the church. Around the world, the church is involved with many other humanitarian organizations providing relief and assistance in collaboration with all of these organizations to assist people generally who are suffering, who are in one kind of problem or the other. So it's something that the church has always been known for.
Elder, now final words from you on Christmas and the humanitarian work you do.
Well, Christmas is a season where we spread the love of Christ, but more importantly, the light of Christ. Christ came into the world to die that man may live a better life, even the opportunity to live with God. And there is no better time to exemplify the teachings of Christ than in a world where darkness is becoming the order of the day, where a lot of vices seem to be taking away the morals that societies should be built on. Lighting the world is one way that the Church of Jesus Christ uses to bring light into the world, the light that Christ brought. Remember in John 14, he talked about he being the light, and that light is a light that shines in the dark, and the darkness cannot comprehend it. So this season, I encourage everybody to do one thing to light up the world, one act of service, one act of kindness to light up the world. Thank you.
Okay. If Fine Harrison, as a state president, let's have your final words. Same on the season and, of course, the humanitarian services. But you, your church, especially the Kubwa stake, carry out.
Wonderful, thank you. You know, the coming of Jesus Christ brought hope generally to mankind. And because of that hope, all of us somehow look forward to a better day, better tomorrow and all of that. And because we all share in that hope, we hope that every one of us will also participate in one way or the other to bring smiles to the faces of others, especially the less privileged in our society. In the church, as part of the core teachings of the church, we teach our members to fast at least once every month. And we contribute whatever the equivalent of fasting for 2 consecutive meals, and we donate it to the bishop. And through that, we use it to assist the less privileged. And there are so many other ways we also work with other organizations to bring hope to people. In times like this, my final word would be to encourage everyone listening to us to please do something, no matter how little it is, just to bring smile and help relieve the burden that others are going through. And I know that as we do that, the Lord certainly will bless us.
So we've been speaking with Ifeanyi Harrison Agiriga, the stake president of the Abuja Kubwa stake for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And of course, we also have in our studio, and we've been discussing the church and humanitarian services with Elder Idio Raymond Egbo of the Area 70 of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. 2 very amazing gentlemen who are responsible for lots of smiles on the faces of families across Abuja, especially in Karu. Yesterday, Christmas Day, and today, Boxing Day. On behalf of course, their church and their stake. We appreciate you and we thank you for coming on the program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
The program is still Good Morning Abuja, and this is NTA, Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. It's Christmas season. Today is Boxing Day. There's a gift for everyone, even if it's a smile. Let's share, let's enjoy, and let's celebrate and commemorate the birth of Christ. Let's celebrate the love he brought to us and enjoy it in his beauty and magnificence. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll have another guest for you in the studio.